Till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Curse of Cinder! Fairy tales over! You should have seen that Prince Charming after I turned him into a mouse. Curse of Cinder! Your treachery ends here!
First blood! An enemy has been slain! An ally has been slain!
Magnificent! Flames and ranks! Stroke of midnight!
An enemy has been slain!
Stroke of midnight!
Double kill!
What shall I turn you into? Fairy tales over! Flames and ranks!
An enemy!
Midnight!
Killing spree!
I'm done being the victim. It's time to get up a turtle! Fairy tales over!
Initiate retreat!
Stroke of midnight! Curse of Cinder! Fairy tales over! It's not ready. Stroke of midnight!
Slain an enemy!
I'll keep your black heart as a souvenir. Fairy tales over! Curse them all!
Launch attack!
Curse of Cinder! Stroke of midnight!
Killing spree!
Fairy tales over! Stroke of midnight! Fairy tales over! This is yours! Stroke of midnight!
An enemy has been slain!
Stroke of midnight! The turtle! Curse of Cinder!
Slain an enemy! Request attack the turtle!
What shall I turn you
Team
into?
destroyed a turret!
Curse of Cinder! When the clock
Your
strikes
team
midnight,
destroyed a
the witching
turret.
hour begins.
Slain an enemy! Enemy double!
Curse of fairy tales over! Stroke of midnight!
Shut down!
Curse of fairy tales over! One by stroke of midnight! Fairy tales over!
Killing spree!
Midnight! Curse of fairy tales over! Stroke of midnight!
Turret!
Where there is kindness, there is a
Initiate
fool.
retreat!
see through your deceit. Fairy tales over. Flames embrace. Stroke of midnight. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tales over. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Curse the fairy tales over. Shut down.
Gather up the Lord!
What shall I turn you
he's
into?
not ready.
Stroke of midnight. Burn, you wretched souls! What potent magic? Fairy tales over. Ally slain Lord.
Ally has been slain.
Retreat. Double kill. Sweet nothings in the void of my Fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight. Curse of Cinder. I'm done being stroke of midnight. Fairy tales over.
Ult is not
Stroke of midnight. Fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight.
slain.
Curse of fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight. You should have seen
he's
that
not
Prince
ready.
Charming after I turned him into a mouse.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Stroke of midnight.
Killing spree.
Curse of Cinder. Stroke of midnight. Flames embrace.
Initiate retreat.
Stroke of midnight.
Team destroyed a turret.
Stroke of midnight. Fairy tales over. Fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight. Flames embrace. Fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight. Curse the fairy tales over. What shall I turn you
attack.
into? Fairy tales over. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tales over. Initiate retreat. Stroke of midnight.
Attack the Lord. Gather up the Lord.
Leave the fairy tale endings to the storybooks. Curse of Cinder.
Ally has slain Lord.
Stroke of
Enemy
midnight.
has been slain.
Curse of Cinder.
Ult is ready. Ult is
Fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tale's over.
ready.
You should have seen that Prince Charming after I turned him into a mouse. Stroke of midnight. Leave the fairy tale endings to the storybooks. Stroke of midnight. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight. Curse of Cinder.
Retreat.
Where there is kindness, there is a fool. Curse fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight. Fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight. Blades embrace. You should have seen that Prince Charming after I turned him into a mouse. I see through your deceit.
Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
Curse of Cinder. Fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight.
Request backup. Gather up the Lord. Attack the Lord.
Curse of Cinder. When the clock strikes midnight, the witching hour begins. Stroke of midnight.
An ally has slain Lord.
Stroke of midnight. Fairy tale's over.
Initiate retreat. Necessary.
Curse fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight.
Initiate retreat.
Where there is kind, fairy tale's over. Curse of Cinder. Fairy tale's over. Stroke of midnight. Blades embrace. Stroke of midnight. That night, fairy tale's over.